Hey everyone, welcome to another MLM dumpster fire. Today we're back to watch a iGenius training, and we've seen this person before. Her name is Megan. We've actually watched one of her trainings, at least one of her trainings in the past. But this one was sent to me by Rob. As always, thanks Rob. And he said that it's interesting, so we're gonna give it a watch. It's about half an hour long, so we shouldn't be here for too long. Before we get into the training, don't forget to click that like and subscribe button if you would like to support my channel in a nice free way. And as always, big shout out to all my channel members. Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate your support. And let's just get into this training.
Those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Megan Savage. Yes, that is my real last name before y'all ask. I am 25 years young and I've been in this business for about a year and a half. I am an ambassador leader here, and I'm super pumped that I get to announce that we have now moved our level up calls from once a month to every single weekend, guys. We are going to be pouring value into you. We're going to give you everything you need in order to,
oh, for fuck's sake, Megan, every single weekend
to scale your business, to know exactly, how to help other people, to save lives. And this is exactly what I'm going to go over with my training. So for those of you who feel like, let's be honest, okay, this is a safe space. Okay. Who here feels like they have a problem recruiting? Drop a 1 in the chat. Maybe it's an uncomfortable thing for them, or maybe you just don't have the skills yet. Who here feels like that?
I have a problem with recruiting because I feel like personally that it's scamming people. You're scamming people with usually like false promises of freedom, financial freedom, time freedom, but then you have 49-minute calls that you have to attend every single weekend where people like Megan here are gonna teach you how to recruit better. So yeah, I feel like it's scammy, and that's why I have a problem with recruiting.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Who here feels like, they're all right, but they could level up? Drop a 2 in the chat. Maybe you're like, you're halfway there. Okay, cool. We have some more experienced people. Awesome. Okay. I'm gonna let you know I love recruiting. I love recruiting. I used to be a little bit uncomfortable in the beginning, but as we all know, when we're uncomfortable, that means that we're growing. Those are growing pains. And I love recruiting.
Not necessarily, Megan. If you're uncomfortable, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're growing. You might be just uncomfortable, or you might be in a really weird / maybe dangerous, potentially dangerous situation. It can be a lot of things. Being uncomfortable does not equal you're always growing.
Why? Because I get to add more people to my family. I get to show people that there is another way out of this matrix life. I get to help people achieve their dreams. And that's exactly what you guys are doing. I don't like to and I actually got this from Edwin. I'm going to shout out him out. When I used to talk about recruiting, he's the one who opened up my eyes, and now I call it saving lives, because that's exactly what we're doing here, guys. Now I'm going to flex a little bit. I like to talk my stuff. I like to, talk my stuff, but I want to let you all know that recruiting is one of my absolute top skills, and my team, shout out to them, they've recruited over 30 people in the last 2 weeks. That's 30 lives saved. Now I'm going to give you guys the system. I'm going to give you guys everything that you need so you can duplicate these results and have your own teams growing. I'm going to share my screen here. So for those of you with your camera on, let me know if you can see this here. Over. Oh, just kidding. Can y'all see that? No? Here, 1 sec. Perfect. Oh, I see the problem. Okay, perfect. Can y'all see this okay? Perfect. I love this. Let me make it big for you guys. Open the chat here so I can see you. So the system, recruit like a savage. Guys, this is literally, I am such a systems-based person. I believe if you have to do anything more than once, it should have a system. And I don't know about y'all, I have like mad ADHD, and I sometimes get overwhelmed. And that's normal to feel overwhelmed, and especially what we do. Because guys, it's a blessing and a curse that Literally, we don't answer to anyone. We are our own boss. But that means that we have to hold ourselves accountable. So if you have systems put in place, you'll be able to get from point A to point B.
You actually answer to your upline, who currently is Megan on this call, but also you're not your own boss. You can be terminated at any point. It's not your small business. You're an independent contractor for iGenius. And like I said, you're not your own boss, and you do actually answer to your uplines and their upline and their upline's upline, you know?
A lot easier, a lot more simple, a lot faster than someone who doesn't have these resources at hand. So I'm literally going to give you guys from like numero uno, like you are trying to find someone to talk to, all the way up to launching them successfully so they can now duplicate the same results. So I'm going to, perfect, let some more people in here before I get started. All right, guys, awesome. So this system. Now, the 7 skills of network marketing. I'm gonna let you guys know the reason I love like our comp plan, okay, is it's split into 2 factors. So one is affiliate marketing and one is network marketing. Affiliate marketing is very much like link in my bio. You know, it's very sales based. And then the network marketing part is development of people. That's what people don't, I feel, understand. It's the development of people. If I help you win, if I help you achieve your goals, I also win in turn. It's just everyone eats. And I love that motto. Everybody here benefits. Okay. So the 7 skills that you are going to learn throughout your time here are as follows. So 1 is finding prospects. Okay. 2, inviting prospects. 3, presentation. 4, closing. 5, follow-up. 6, launching. And 7, promoting. Okay. So I just want to like test y'all, for those of you who've been here a little bit, who can tell me the highest paying skill in network marketing? Who can tell me? Drop it in the chat. I want to know. I see Michelle typing. Y'all better hurry. Mateja, promoting. Yes. And I want to let y'all know. If you are no rank to PE, okay, all you need to focus on are 2. You need to focus on inviting and promoting. Your uplines. They all got you from there. All right. Now promoting is the top paying skill in network marketing. What that means, guys, I'm going to be straight with you. You do not have to be the brightest bulb in the shed. You do not have to be the smartest. You don't have to have a lot of experience. You just have to learn how to promote properly, get people excited. Okay. I'm going to get more into that later, but let me go to the next slide here. Let me close this chat. All right. So the first one we're going to go over is finding prospects. Okay. Super, super basic, as in warm market and cold market. For those of you who do not know what warm market is the people that you know, family, friends, you know, gym down the street, old coworkers, anyone who pretty much knows your name. Now, I used to confuse this for people that have a close connection with me, but that's not exactly, you know, what a warm market is. It could be acquaintances too. So when you're first starting out, you should make a list. I'm going to let you know, your upline has probably told you, make a list of 25 people. Okay. I made a list of 200. I'm going to flex that. Okay. Why? Because I wanted to take this super, super serious. And I wanted people to know exactly what I have. You know, the reason that we do this list is because it teaches you 2 things. It teaches you 1, you know, how to invite. And 2, it teaches you about rejection, because the people in your warm market, I'm going to be honest with you guys, they're going to be the hardest ones to quote unquote sell, because they know you for who you were, not who you're going to become, not who you're going to be. And that is okay. I always make this list and I go through them because I wanted to know, you know, the system, like how everything would work. And to be honest, guys, that's how I got my fee covered, was actually from my warm market. I had people that I didn't think. Now, as you see here, I wrote never prejudge. What I would do is I wouldn't add people to the list that I was like, she wouldn't be interested. You know, I know her money situation. Don't do that. Do not do that, because something about me, guys, is I had $0. I literally did not have anything. I charged my credit card. It was my rent money, my food money for the next month. And I was like, this better work. If not, I'm not eating. Okay, so this
is very dangerous advice to be, well, I guess she's not telling people directly, hey, you should take your rent money and spend it on iGenius, but she's still kind of implying it, like, look at me, I did it and it worked for me. So she's indirectly implying that you should do this. If you're completely broke, you should invest whatever money you can scratch and invest it into iGenius. And if you're in the anti-MLM movement for a while, you know that iGenius prices are insane. It's so freaking expensive. And also, personally, I feel like iGenius is one of the worst companies that you can join if you're looking to join into an MLM. But also, like, it costs a lot of money to join. So this here, Megan, is not cool. You should not advise people indirectly or directly. You shouldn't hint that it's okay to take your rent money and spend it on something else. If you miss out on your rent payments, you can get kicked out. Like, what?
The thing is that if someone wants it bad enough, they'll figure it out. So never prejudge. Like I've heard this from Christian before. If I said, hey guys, I'm gonna give you a Lamborghini, but you have to give me $1,000 in the next hour, I bet y'all would find $1,000. Why? Because the value outweighs the cost. That's the mindset you need to have. Okay. Number 2, cold market. So strangers. These are people you find on social media. Okay. We are so spoiled.
She's making this sound like, oh yeah, maybe you're gonna spend your rent money on this, but you're gonna get a Lamborghini in the future because you're gonna be so rich. Like that doesn't happen for most of the people. It didn't even happen for her. We don't even know if she's successful. I personally don't believe it. From everything that I've been sent about this girl and her social media and everything, to me personally just feels like she's faking it. I don't think she's very high up in iGenius. Not for the lack of trying, but because the business model is literally set up against her and against everyone else who joins. You have less than 1% of chances of ever being successful in an MLM, not just in iGenius, in all MLMs out there. And this is statistically proven. The FTC confirms it. All the information is going to be down below in the description box. iGenius, unfortunately, doesn't give out an income disclosure statement, so we can't really look at it and be like, oh, this percentage is how many people don't make any profit in it. So that's always, it's not great. I say that if an MLM company is not showing you the income disclosure statement, that's a big red flag, because like if their numbers were really that good and if most of the people were earning a lot of money in iGenius, wouldn't iGenius want to flaunt it? Wouldn't they want to show everyone, hey, look at this income disclosure statement, look how many people who join as distributors earn money? They would want to show it if the numbers were good, but because the numbers were probably terrible, they don't put out an income disclosure statement. But that's just my opinion on that one.
Like, I'm going to say this every single training I get on, we are so spoiled being here. The mentorship we have, the trainings we have, the tools and systems that we have, guys. So I'm going to drop something here. So for the cold market, premium and elite members. First off, y'all already know what I'm going to say. Who is pumped about boards? Who has used boards if you're on the premium and elite membership? Drop a one in the chat. Michelle's are like, maybe. And do you guys think those help you? Does it make it easier? Tilly will deal with that after the call. Don't you worry. Exactly, immensely. It's true, guys. So again, like all the top leadership, we did these boards for you, and it made it easier for you to transition from finding a person, connecting with them, and booking that call. So boards, absolutely love that. We go into how to reach out to people, whether it's they reached out to you, they liked your stuff, cold outreach, whichever. Now, another thing I want to shout out, Christian actually made a 6-figure social media course, guys. As you guys know, you've been on his social medias. If you've been here over a week, you've probably been on his social medias, and you've seen the massive growth he's had. Okay. Now he's actually took all of his knowledge and he made a course for you guys for premium and elite members above to pretty much break all of that down. And for all that's done the course, you already know how good that is. And then now we also have live and recorded trainings for every membership here. On a weekly basis now, but we have so many recorded trainings. Like guys, like for example, I'll give a huge shout out to Rosanna. She's the queen of branding. She does so many trainings about that. Me and Dakota, I'm gonna let you all know, we just did a social media training on TikTok and Instagram, the 2 main funnels that you should have for social media. We're actually gonna be dropping that this week for you guys.
Interesting info about Dakota. Dakota is our girl who was poor shaming. We've covered a lot of her posts as well. She was, in my opinion, she was faking it as well. She was telling people that if your partner doesn't want to be an entrepreneur like yourself, you have to break up with them and all that jazz. She actually left iGenius. She got into MRR. Just wanted to note since she mentioned Dakota.
So you guys can take a look. But just to give you guys perspective, you have so many things here that can help you with your cold market. So do not worry. When I first started, guys, I had no idea. I didn't know how to reach out to anyone. I was just willing, coachable, and hungry. That's all I was. I wasn't special. Didn't have a huge IQ for it. Like I didn't have any experience. So just know that as long as you're willing to listen to your mentor, you'll be okay. Now, the next one, inviting prospects. This is the skill that I want you, as well as promoting, to get very, very good at. So I broke it down for you a little bit. So the law of ratios. I dropped something before this call started. 2 things. The first one is the Jim Rohn podcast. If you've been working with me at all, You know, I've preached this podcast and I get you to listen to it quite early on. Why? First off, Jim Rohn's the GOAT. If you don't know who he is, go search him up. Thank me later. But what this podcast does is it teaches you about the law of ratios. Okay. So when you do something long enough, a ratio appears. I love this. So when you do listen to this podcast, please take tons of notes. But pretty much what I'm going to go over is in our profession, 1 out of every 10 people.
Did you hear that, guys? You better make a ton of notes.
That you show the opportunity to sign up. 1 out of every 10. I'm going to let y'all know our organization has a way higher closing ratio because of how good we are. But I'm going to let you know on average in this profession, 1 out of every 10 people sign up. Okay. So 70% of people will buy small packages. That being,
Is that actually proven that 1 out of 10 people is going to sign up? Law of ratios. Who's this Jim Rohn? Is he a trustworthy person or did he just blur that out in his podcast? I feel like this might be BS, but I'm going to have to look into that a little bit later. I got no time now. Sorry.
Higher packages are going to be premium and elite. Okay. Now, knowing that on average, you need 7 signups to hit PE. What is PE? PE is core rank. Core rank. That is roughly about $600 a month extra. Now, I want to ask you guys straight up, how would $600 USD a month change your situation? Would it impact it a lot? Yeah, drop it in the chat. Would that impact? Drop a 1 in the chat if that would change your situation. Because I'm gonna let you all know, most people, they are $500 away from poverty. $500. That means tire blows. I don't know, like an unexpected medical bill, like something comes up, they're in poverty. So that's huge. I love that. So this is pretty much the breakdown. So the reason the law of ratios is very, very important. And the reason I wrote when you do something long enough.
If you think, oh my God, there's so many things wrong with this. You're selling people an opportunity that's never gonna make them any profit. You are trying to lure financially vulnerable people into this because it's gonna make you more money. If that's not scamming people, then I don't know what is.
Ratio appears is because let's say your ratio was 1 out of every 10 people you spoke to signed up. You're just going to keep getting better and better every time you present. You're going to keep getting better and better. There's going to be more and more products. There's going to be more and more elevation, meaning your ratio will start to get more and more and more. For example, my ratio is 8 out of every 10 people that I get in front of, they sign up. And that's because I worked on it. I put in the 10,000 hours. Okay, so that's what's going to happen to you as well. Now, when you know these numbers, you are able to calculate what rank. Sorry, guys, someone's trying to sign in. You're able to calculate what rank you want to hit and what income you need, all from the law of ratios. So my assignment to you is after this call, find a time, get on that podcast and listen to it. It's going to change your mind. Next one is the reach out. So again, I talk about boards. Messaging is important. Messaging is super, super important. Leaders go out and find their people. The biggest mistake that I hear is when people are like, oh, I'm just going to wait for them to message me. If they're interested, they'll message me. That's not true, guys. When I first hit my first full-time income doing this, I was reaching out to everybody. And you know how many people got started because they're like, you know what? I was thinking about it and I was just scared to make the move. And I'm so grateful to you because it was like a sign. You reached out and I was in my time of need. And it's true. It's true. The universe speaks through us. Our job is to find our people. And this creates a ratio, guys. You're going to get tons of no's, but that's okay. That is okay. Because trust me, the moment you save that one person and they're forever grateful, this thing, it becomes so much more worth it. So much more worth it. Now, the last one here is booking the call. Booking the call, guys. So leverage Calendly. Who here, out of curiosity, who here has your Calendly all set up? Drop a 1 in the chat. Drop a 2 if you do not. You don't have that. Watch no one drop a 2. Everyone's just like, I hope I all see 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Perfect. So if you've worked with me, I've expressed the importance of Calendly. Okay, so Calendly is another tool that we have. Now, why is it important? Besides organization, because when you guys explode, and you will, being on this organization, and you guys will have so many people because everyone wants to do business with you, you are going to need to know where to put your time. Okay, nothing sucks more than you get on a call with someone and they're 15 years old. and then you just wasted that hour. Nothing sucks more than you get on a call and there's someone who like is just not a qualified lead. So what does Calendly do is it has questions on there. Now I'm gonna drop my Calendly at the end of this training so you guys can go through it and take a look at it. I have questions on there. Literally they cover all the objections. Okay, so they cover like, do you have a spouse that makes decisions in your household? Because if so, I'm gonna get them on a call. Are you over age? It has their Instagram so I can find them. And most importantly, is it asks how much money do they have to comfortably invest? Because what is the main objection that people get? I don't have money. I don't have money. I don't have money. I don't have money. Guess what? You do have money. I asked you. So now you have that. I do want to let you know though, the level of priority, guys. Okay. So first off, if you have a live event in your area, or if you want to host your own, I'm sure your mentor upline would love that. But live events and one-on-one calls, so / three-on-ones, or sorry, three-way calls. If you're still doing your call with your mentor, those should always be prioritized. Why? You can build connection with your people. You can build connection. You have that rapport, but you're able to answer their questions on a more personal level, and they can see you. That builds trust. Always prioritize the call or live event first. Okay. Next is online events. If they are, let's say they don't have money. Let's say, they can't book a one-on-one. Something happens. They keep rebooking. We all have those people that are nervous and they keep rebooking our one-on-ones. And then, by the way, guys, just a quick tip with that. I only rebook once. So you should do that as well. I only rebook once. After that, I put you on the live event or I put you on an online event or put you on an off video. But let's say someone's rebooking, they're nervous. You can put them on the online event. The Wealth Summit. We have so many things that you guys can utilize. Okay, plug them into that. It gets them excited because, like I said, when people see the value, they're much more inclined to be like, you know what? Okay, I'm willing to spend the 300. I'm willing to spend the 600. Like, do you know what I'm saying? So that's number 2. And number 3 is the op video.
That is so much money. I hate the thought of people spending so much money, their hard-earned money, onto an MLM, where it's just like throwing your money into the trash. It would be the same thing because it's not gonna give you anything. You're not gonna get anything. You're gonna get maybe like a false community, which in most cases, if you decide to leave, they're gonna shut you off. Like a lot of them are just gonna stop talking to you. They're gonna send you hate. They're gonna block you from social media. That happens a lot when you decide to leave the MLM, or if you're not investing as much time as they would like to see you invest in the MLM. If you're not serious about your business, you're not gonna get anything. You're gonna waste your time watching calls like this. You're not gonna make any profit. Like I said, I just really hate the thought of people spending their money on MLMs, especially on MLMs that are so expensive like iGenius.
That is the last thing I'll send. I will send that to people in third world countries so they still see the opportunity. I'm talking India, Kenya, Africa. I will still send them that. Okay. I will also send it to people that maybe they can't attend a live event, they can't do anything. That's just my last option. Okay. Now, I hope you guys are taking notes because that's very, very important. Next is presenting. Oh, Maria, I see that notepad. Next is presenting. My favorite skill. Love presenting. So I broke it down for you guys into 4 categories. Okay. So when presenting, now that is the other thing that I dropped. That is something that I'm going to give Dakota a huge shout out to. Me and her went and did a mock presentation for you guys. We literally went over objections. We went through the structure. We literally showed you from the moment you hop on a call with someone to closing.
Now that Dakota is gone, I wonder if Megan is still in touch with Dakota. I wonder if they're still friends. Megan's probably furious because Dakota was like a little personal assistant to her.
Them getting the sale, how we do it. Okay, so we did that for you guys and I dropped it in Builders. I will drop it again after this call in case you guys didn't see it. Please take advantage of it. Okay, it's a great tool to utilize. But pretty much what the presenting is one is the intro. So this is if you're on a 3-way call, this is where you edify. Pardon me. This is where you edify your mentor. Edification is very, very important. Okay, because what it is that person's built a line of trust with you. Okay, so if you're edifying someone else, you need to transfer that trust. If I just went, hey guys, so so this is Michelle. And you're so like my prospect, they're gonna be like, okay, but who's Michelle? Like, why am I listening to her? Why am I not talking to you? You know what I'm saying? So it's very, very important to have the edification on point. Now, if it's doing a one-on-one call, regardless, this is where you build rapport. This is where you build, you have a little bit more of a connection with one another. I go over that in the op presentation. And this is where you go over the quality.
To edify someone, to instruct and improve, especially in moral and religious knowledge. Uplift, enlighten, inform.
Qualifying questions again. You need to go over them again. Okay, so how much time do you have to invest in or do this on a daily basis? How much money can you comfortably invest? And then their goal and their why. You need to know their why so you know what to show them. For example, if someone's preaching about they don't have enough time, but they still want to be dabbling in the financial markets, probably going to offer them a lead because of the automation. If someone's talking about traveling and they love traveling and the accessibility, I'm probably going to talk about the travel discounts. Like, you need to know what to cater towards them. And their goal, you need to know what they're expecting to hit here. You need to know first if it's like a reasonable goal. If someone comes in here, they're like, I want to make 10K a month. My first month, I'll only have a half hour a week to put into this, and I have no money to invest. Sorry, man, go find something else. But obviously, if they have a reasonable goal, you're able to help them. Another reason why the law of ratios is important, because if you find their ratio, you'll be able to help them make their suitable goal. Okay, so that's all in the intro. Now we go into the client side of what we do. Okay, so 80% of members choose to just do the client side, which is okay. So there's 3 levels to the education. You guys, you'll notice Dakota has a different way of presenting, Christian has a different way of presenting, I have a different way of presenting, like everyone has a different way of presenting, but we still follow the same structure, as in we go over the 3 levels of education: university, money pro, learn lives. Okay, so basic to advanced level education, financial literacy, and then education from experts. Okay, then the next is the 2 products: signals and automation. Okay, that's pretty much the breakdown. I just go into what those are. And then we go into the business side. So I ask people straight up in the beginning, like, do you know what affiliate marketing is? Most of them say, oh, sort of, I know, maybe. Okay, great. So affiliate marketing is presenting it's promoting a product or service online and getting paid commissions for it. I let them know this is optional and that 20% of the people choose to do the business side. Okay, so through the business side, here's the structure. They get one-on-one mentorship, they get weekly trainings, and then they get tools and systems. I'm sure y'all know, you've used the marketing chat. We have all those courses I just told you in the beginning. Okay, and then we have community. And that is a huge selling point, guys. Because honestly, I've been asked this before, like, even if I made no money from this, I would still be satisfied with my purchase because of the people and the support system that I have today. And sometimes people, that's all they want. They just want to know that they're not alone in this big hurling ball of dirt in the space. Like, they just want to know that they have other people that are like-minded. Okay, so keep that in mind. And then the last is the prices. So how they can get started. This is helping them come to a final decision. So we go over packages, the 4 to score, so how to get their monthly fee covered, and upgrades, letting them know that if they have to start at a lower package, it's okay, because you can upgrade. We have a great upgrade culture here. That is pretty much everything I go over in my presentation. My presentation is about 20 minutes. 20 minutes, guys, okay? If you followed everything correctly. Now, closing. So if you followed the system thus far, the objections are already handled. Okay, there's really no objections. However, you're always going to meet, some person who's a little hesitant. It's okay to just ask them, hey, so can I ask why you're hesitant? Or like it's okay to ask that stuff, but we go over that in the op presentation. So make sure to look at that video. But make sure you are confident in everything that you're saying. If you are like, for example, if you're like, yeah, so the prices are $1,500, and like, no one's going to want to buy from you. They're going to think there's a problem. Okay, I'm confident about my prices. Why? Because my mindset is, I think we should charge more. I think we get so much in the elite pack. I think we get so much in like premium. I think we get so much for this little price that it literally blows my mind. It blows my mind. And that because I have that mindset, the people that I talk to, they're confident with their purchase. And simplify things. Do not over explain. That was the one thing that I did wrong in the beginning, guys. My presentation, they were literally an hour long before. An hour long. Okay, because I went into every little thing. They don't need to know that. They need to know the basics, the structure, And then when they get in, you help direct them. They want to do Forex, you're going to show them where that is. Oh, they want to start the marketing, you're going to show them what that is. That is us. Okay. Now people will buy if they feel good. They don't necessarily, and this is why I say simplify it. If they will remember how you make them feel, not what you say. They will remember how you make them feel, not what you say. So as long as you are positive, confident, you're a good experience for them, they'll be happy to buy. And if they think they can do it, if you make it sound overcomplicated, it doesn't matter how good like the results are, they're not going to do it because they don't feel like they can. Okay. So don't be scared of objections. This allows you to connect with your prospects. Honestly, the people that had the most objections on like that I actually got started, they're the ones that stuck around the longest because they had that connection with me. All right.
Is that a rule, Megan? I would love to see some proof. They're in so deep, like because they invested the little money that they had, they finally invested it into iGenius, and then it's hard for them to let go because they spent $600 on the starter kit. I personally don't think that anything that she said is actually like statistically proven. I think she's just saying stuff.
Now always end. Now this is key. This is key. This is from my years of sales experience, guys. Always end with, are you ready to get started? So I do my whole presentation, and how I close is I go, all right, so you were looking at the premium pack. Is there any questions you have about that? Are you ready to get started? Let's say they have a question, I answer it. Awesome. So do you have any more questions? Are you ready to get started? And the key to that is don't say anything after. Do not say anything after. Just keep your mouth shut, let them think, and then go from there. Okay, those are my key points for closing. Now, remember, guys, we're not here to convince anyone. We are not here to convince anyone to join. Because if you convince them to join, you're going to have to convince them to work. And that's not the type of organization I want to run. I want to run with those who want to run. Okay. And if you get people that say, oh, I want to see results first. I want to see your paycheck first. If you have to show them a paycheck for them to get started, they're never going to actually get any results in the system because they're going to need a paycheck to show others to get started. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to you guys? You should never base your results of another person, ever, 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 ever. So those people I feel bad for, but I straight up tell them, I straight up say that. You know what I'm saying? So remember that, okay? We just help them make a decision, whether it's a yes or a no. We help them come to it. But remember that, again, we don't convince anyone. We just find our people. Next, follow up. Follow up. So the fortune is in the follow-up. You guys have probably heard that a billion times, and you'll hear it a billion times more because it's super important. So the follow-up, no does not mean no forever. It means no right now. What do I mean by that? Guys, I'm going to shout out Pia. Okay, I keep using her as an example. She literally followed me for an entire year before she got started. There's so many people that have told me no, because maybe in that moment in time, there was stuff going on in their life that they just weren't ready for it. Of course, you'll never know if you're ready, but it wasn't their time. But there's been so many times you have no idea what's going to happen in someone's life that they're all of a sudden, like maybe there was a tragedy that happened. Maybe their boss, after working like 80 hours a week and they asked for a raise, said no. And they're like, screw this, I'm going to go do my own thing. Like you never know what is going to happen. So you want to have them in your Instagram funnel so they can see your growth. They can see the social proof. They can see how they relate to you. And like this, like they want to be able to reach back out to them. Like you never know, right? So, and again, I just put at the last part here. So Fridays are the follow-up days. Other people rest after closing day. Other people are like, yo, I'm good. I made some sales. I ranked up. That's great. Fridays, this is who laps people in this business. Okay.
Something that I really dislike is when they say this, like, no doesn't mean no forever, it just means right now. And like, yeah, maybe that happens with some people that at first they're like, no, but then if you nag them for long enough. But first of all, I don't think that it's okay to nag people. And I don't think that it's okay to keep asking. If someone says no, you should leave them alone, in my opinion. That sometimes happens. People change their minds, whatever, but it's not a rule. It doesn't apply to most of the people out there. For most people, no means no. And for most people, a no is gonna stay no, regardless of how many times you try to contact them again.
Who on Fridays is already booking calls throughout the week? That's who I want to work with. Because those people, this is the time for action. Why? Most people get paid on Fridays, guys. Most people get paid. So let's hit them. Let's get them back up. before they spend that money on something useless that can't save their life.
Like iGenius, yeah, something useless that is not gonna save their life because the business model is set up so that most people are gonna fail. Unless they're joining very early or they have a big following on social media, they don't stand a chance to be successful. They're throwing away their money.
Before they go on that Sheen haul, okay? Before they go on that date or whatever, like let's get them making their own money. 80% of people
freaking go to that date. Better investment of your time and money is by going onto a date with someone that you like or with someone that you're in a relationship for a very long time. Spend that money on something that you enjoy, because if you spend it on iGenius, you're not going to do anything that you enjoy and you're not going to make any profit out of it.
Need a second exposure before getting started. 80%. Do you know how many people you're walking out on because you're not re-following up with the person? This is important, guys. This is how I was able to hit a full-time income. This is how I was able to hit ambassador. This is how I'm going to hit IPA, is because of that follow up. Next, launching. I feel like this is the most forgotten about skill. Most forgotten about, because some people, they get people started and then they're happy they made this sale and they walk away. That's not how we do things here in Champions. That's not. And that's why I love this organization. We care about your success a lot. So a launching system is very, very important. Okay. So, shout out to, Christian for making the Ready to Launch site for us. Again, another tool that we're spoiled from. If you guys if you're not familiar with that site, get familiar with it. I literally went in every single tab. I looked at everything. We're going to be adding some new additions to the Ready to Launch site. So be ready for that, because we're always elevating. But I'm going to break down my launch and how I launch people successfully. Okay. So one is phase one. This is after they get started. I do this on the call. Okay. So there's two different types of launches, guys. The phase one is the same for both people, for both types of people, customer or affiliate. Okay. Reason being too, guys, is we have so many people who get started. They see the community, they see it, and then they want to do the marketing after. So like this is important that this is the same. Okay. So one is they both start with a weekly call list. So I send my people the weekly calls so they can attend all the calls. Okay. I'm going to be dropping that again in Builders at the end of this call, so you guys have it. I'm literally giving you all of my secret sauce, guys. Like everything that I do, I'm giving it to you. Then we do the Ready to Launch videos. So they go to the site, I walk them down, I show them where the Ready to Launch videos are, and I tell them there's about 7 videos there, 5 minutes each. Just give it a watch. Let me know when you're done. Okay. Next, I send them the back office navigation video. That is in the setup section of the Ready to Launch site. The reason I do this, okay, even though it's not on the phase one part, is because this saves any questions about how to log in, where your products are, everything. This shows them everything, so they don't even have to ask me. They already have all their information. And the last one is the Telegram channels. I like to make sure they are in. It's very, very important that they're in the Champions broadcast, the Game Changers broadcast, so they know when the trainings are, any updates. It's very important. And if they're a builder, that they're put into the builders chat. Why? Because our community is amazing. And the faster they're in there, the faster they'll see results. And then obviously the trading channel. And obviously, like if they're premium and elites, we have specific channels for them. When elites obviously gets the VIP channel where we do specific trainings just for elite members, the giveaways, the access to the 6-figure earners, all of that. So I make sure they're in that. And as well, we do have the signals for the trading side specifically for premium and elite. Okay, so I make sure they're in all their channels. Now, the next part is the start of the affiliate or customer launch sheet. Okay, if they want to do both, I always get them started with affiliate first. Why? Because I want their social media is building for them while they're learning how to trade. I want that. Okay, they can make money with trading. You need one of two things. You need a lot of time or you need a lot of money. I started with little money when I first got started, but I had time to do it. But with the marketing side, you can literally make money.
How can you trade if you don't have money? But I don't understand. If you don't have money, you can't trade because you don't have money to trade with. Very rarely it happens that a person invests a little bit of their money, the very last bit of money that they have left, and oh, look, they just earned so much money back with trading. Like, what? That's not how that works, Megan.
The first week. Okay. So I want them building that as soon as possible. Now, don't be scared to give timelines. The biggest thing that I was like scared about in the beginning, guys, was I was scared to give people timelines because I was like, I don't want to push their schedule. I don't want to push people. Guys, that is our job as a mentor, is to push our people. You know that, right? And this is why I like it's super, super important. I'm gonna get
But I thought everyone is their own boss when they join the MLM. So why do they have mentors, aka their uplines, pushing them? I would love to hear an explanation for that one, Megan.
into the next slide, but it's super, super important to be that rock for your people. So for example, phase 1, I tell people I like 24 hours. I'd like that done in the first 24 hours. It's 7 videos. And I'm not saying if they go, hey, listen, like this came up, like I had to push it. That's one thing. That's fine, guys. But I'm saying like, if you like, it's 7 videos that are 5 minutes each. 24 hours is good enough. Next is affiliate, like the affiliate launch sheet, the customer launch sheet. It's broken into 7 days. I let people know. I'm like, hey, this is the max is 7 days. I'd like this done, but you can get it done sooner. I did mine in 2 days. Okay, you can do it sooner. It's completely up to you. But it's good to set like make sure your customers are set up with the proper resources. And after that, that's pretty much it for the customer launch. Because the customers at this point, they'll have all their signals, they'll have their channels. You can maybe direct them into what market they want to get started in, the Forex, Learn Lives, and whatnot. But for the affiliates, when they're done all of that, they're done the affiliate launch sheet. I get them to watch.
I forgot to mention earlier, by the way, yeah, you're not an affiliate when you join iGenius. That's not affiliate marketing. You're a 1099 contractor for iGenius. It's not affiliate marketing. So
the comp plan video. Okay. Now, I let them know right away that you might have to watch it more than once because we have a lot of ways to make money, but I want them to watch it so they know how to make money. Now, this is phase 3. This is important. Okay. This is the secret sauce that will help your people. Okay. I book a launch call with them. If it's someone on my downline, I get them to book it with me and them. So it's a 3-way call. This is my first introduction to my people. I want to know who's in my downline. I want to get to know, how can I help you? How can I be a servant leader to you? Do you know what I'm saying? But
I thought they're their own bosses. How are you their leader then? It's pretty contradictory, Megan.
Book a call with your upline, with your downline, introduce them, edify, and you're going to let your upline take over. Pretty much what this is going to do is they're going to go over the road to platinum executive. Notice how I keep saying that rank. If you haven't hit it yet, you'll see why soon it's really, really important. But this is what I go over on the launch call. This is literally my structure. I can't believe I'm literally giving you guys everything right now that I have. So pretty much the first thing I go over is their why. I want to know the real why, not their why that they said, to book the call, where they're like, oh, I want to make more money. That's great. I want to know your why. Like, is it an emotional thing? Are you trying to save your parents? Is there trauma in your life? I want to know because I want to help you. Okay. Then I ask them if they have any questions regarding the comp plan, so I can make it a little bit easier for them, or any questions in general.
Wait, what? How are you going to help people with their trauma if you are not a licensed clinician?
I want to know. Next, I go over a quick training of what the 7 skills of network marketing are, because it's important for them to know what they're going to be learning here. And I let them know that the only 2 skills, if y'all remember in the beginning of this call, that I want you to focus on if you are not PE is inviting and promoting. That is it. Don't worry about presenting. You shouldn't, your mentor will literally walk you through a structure of how to present. Okay. Do not worry about closing. Do not worry about that. Just worry about getting people in front of your mentor. Okay. And learning how to promote on your social media. That's all. That's it. Next this is important and this is key. You need to get permission from your people. So in the part 1, I asked you your why. I want to know your emotional why. And part 3, I get permission. Hey, so I realize you want to retire your parents because they're getting old and they may not have much time. And I realize that maybe you were homeless at one point and that scares you and you never want to be there again. And I realize that. Do I have permission to get you to those goals? You're not going to like what I say all the time, and you're not going to like what I tell you to do all the time. It's going to make you uncomfortable. But do I have permission to push you there? You need to get that permission, guys. It's straight up. Because when people, and there's going to be times where your downlines come at you and they're like, I know this makes me uncomfortable, but remind them, hey, I had your permission to tell you what you need to hear. Do I still have that permission? And that's important, because if you give me that permission, and this is just me, you give me that permission and then you fight back, I know who to work with now. I'm just gonna be straight with you guys. Okay. Next, law of ratios. Again, bringing that up, I tell them about the law of ratios. I then send them the podcast. If they don't already have it, I get them to watch it. But I go over, hey, so your goal is you want to hit IPA. That's great. We're going to make that as you can see in number five, I go plan for PE in 6-month plan. Let's say they want to hit IPA. Great. Your plan for IPA is going to be in 6 months, obviously sooner if we can, but 6 months. Right now, I want to focus on plan for PE. So I go over 70% of people buy this, 30% of people, or 20%, 70% of people buy this, blah, blah, blah. You need 7 signups. I go over all of that. Okay. I break it down for them and literally show them. Next, I go over a content plan. This is very quick. So I get to know if they've posted content before or they haven't. You're going to get some people who have never even opened Instagram, and you're going to get other people who've already been posting. They just need help amplifying it. So I need to know, am I making a plan for you? Like, hey, you already post. I just need to show you how to direct it towards business. Or am I making like a, hey, you have never posted before in your life. This is the assignment I give them, by the way. I get them to find 3 people on social media that they like in our niche, and I get them to learn how to duplicate. Now, I'm not.
Duplication on social media is bullshit as well. I've been very active on Instagram in the past, and I had a bit of a following actually a few years ago when I was posting like fitness type of content. You just looking at the type of post that someone else is posting and then you duplicating, aka pretty much copying what they're doing on Instagram, doesn't mean that you're gonna be successful like that person is successful. The algorithms are fucked. They're very hard to figure out. And even if you think that you figured them out, they keep constantly changing the algorithms. So it's very hard to get favored from the algorithm gods and actually get like posts to go viral and reach a lot of people. Also, again, who is Megan to give you this advice? Like, her social media doesn't look very great to me. She's got around 12,000 followers, but her posts are not really getting any kind of crazy reach. She's very well on like the average reach numbers. So who is she to give people advice on social media?
I'm not going to get too much into social media on this training. Why? Because like I said before, me and Dakota are going to be releasing our social media training, pretty much going over all of this in depth about TikTok and Instagram for you guys here this week.
Well, she's gone now, so that's fine. However, Dakota was literally getting blocked on TikTok, permanently blocked on TikTok for posting income claims and breaking their terms and conditions. So who is Dakota to teach people how to post on social media when she keeps getting blocked? These people cannot teach you anything because they have no idea what they're doing themselves. Just my conclusion from just seeing them struggle on social media. Like, it's just ridiculous.
This is going to go over all of that, help you make a content plan, help you be able to make a content plan for your downlines. It's going to give you everything you need. Okay. Now, so I'm gonna let more people in. And what I mean by that, guys, is like, I just want to give Dakota her credits. Like, she started a new TikTok, and I don't even know how long it's been. I don't even think it's been 3 months. I think it's been 2 months or something like that. She's already like over 3K. Me, I'm going to give myself some flowers. I went from 300 followers when I very first started to now I'm at almost 43K. So,
okay, but you're going to mention that Dakota started a new TikTok, but you're not going to mention why she started a new TikTok. Did I say TikTok? It's not because she wanted a fresh start or anything like that. She literally got permanently blocked for breaking TikTok's guidelines. So yeah, we're just not going to mention that part there, right? That's so misleading to me.
These are just things that we've taken and we wanted to implement to you guys and give you guys so we can all grow together. And then the last thing is promote the next events. Y'all want to know why I showed up with so many people in Atlanta? Y'all want to know why I showed up with so many people in Florida? Because I promote the events. If you've been on a training with me, I will never stop promoting the importance of events. Ever, 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 ever. They change your life. They change everything. You learn so much. Every single person that went to Florida, first off, give you your props. I've been watching your social medias. I've been watching you show up. You've gotten so much better than when you first started. And I'm so glad I got to spend that time with you in Florida. I'm so glad. So this is that, the trainings that you get there, the content that you get there, the experience that you get there at events are so important. Now, the reason I promote the next event, whether it's a month, 3 months, 6 months, whatever, is because I want to drop that seed right away. Do you know how many people that we would get on these launch calls with, and I would sell a ticket on the spot to them because they just didn't know? They just didn't know. They heard about it. They were sort of curious. I had some people, first off, shout out to Jesslyn, okay? Because she saw it. And when she first got started, she wasn't even in here a week and she saw it. But then after we had a conversation, she goes, oh, I didn't know that I could actually join. She would have never come and experienced all that and got the content and looked at fire in her yellow dress. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's important to let your people know. So it's important for you as a leader, as an upline, as a mentor to know what's going on in your organization. Are we doing a live event in Toronto? Are we doing
Okay, so you're an upline, you're a leader, and you are a mentor, but everyone is their own boss. Again, very contradictory, Megan.
Are we doing an online event? Are we doing a regional, like anything? You need to know these things, okay? Now, the last part, promote. Highest paying skill. Shout out to everyone who knew that. So this is where you dive deep into social media. You share your journey. This is important, guys. The one thing I wish I did more in the beginning is like record more. Because when people see what I used to look like physically, how I used to talk, how like everything, they get more motivated. Versus how I look now. I'm not saying like my communication skills are extreme or whatever, but I'm gonna tell you guys there's an extreme difference on what I used to look, sound, act versus now. And this is funny. So I show people my very first builders call when I first came to Toronto. And I'm not going to show it to you guys. You guys have to go find it in the deep, dark depths of all the recorded trainings. But let's just say I did that opening and it was horrible. It was actually one of my most embarrassing moments. But I show it to my team members who need to see it. So then they go, wow, that was you? And I'm like, yeah, listen, I guess now it's been a year. Oh, I celebrated my year here. So guys, that was a complete year ago. So that's awesome. Now, take advantage of these trainings. Like I said, the top leadership here, Nora's done some, Heba's done some, Rosanna's done some, Christian, like we've done so much trainings for you guys when it comes to social media. Actually utilize it. Okay. And don't be scared to shout out your mentor and be like, hey, can you look at my stuff? Can you tell me what I need to make it better? Like, don't be scared. Duplication. I say it so many times, guys. When I first started, I was pumping out content. I picked like 4 different people that were going off on social media, and I literally just duplicated. If they were sitting down drinking and then they looked like I did the same thing.
That is not duplication then, Megan. That is stealing and copying. Big difference between duplication, like finding inspiration and then making some tweaks and then posting things like that. You were literally copying other creators. Flat out copying other creators. Again, the algorithm doesn't care. That's not like a tip to make you successful on social media, to make you grow your account on social media. Just copying what popular people are posting. That literally doesn't mean that you're gonna grow from copying others.
Because it just gave me the skill of making content. And then I got to a point where now I can look at a video about shoes and I know how to turn it into stuff about business. It's a skill that you learn over time. Okay. Don't knock yourself down. If you haven't put in 10,000 hours, you're not a professional yet. Just put in your time and you'll be a-okay. Again, scroll down to my very first video on TikTok and you'll see what I mean. And then this is the last point I'll say, guys, is promote. Do not announce. I see this mistake so much. When there's a call going on, I don't want to see you posting the flyer and go, wow, excited for this call. No one knows what that call is. No one knows. If you posted my face, like the flyer, like I might look good, but like they don't know who I am. Do you know what I mean? So what I would do is in the beginning, if there was a call with like Christian, I would post his flyer and then I immediately go on and I'm like, hey guys, I don't think you know, but this is the youngest multi-6-figure earner in North America, guys. Like, and I would post like a clip of him speaking and be like, this is this type of stuff that I get access to. And people would hear the excitement in my voice. Even if it was about my sidelines, if I was promoting an Instagram live that I was doing with my sidelines, I still would get hyped. I'd be like, guys, I don't think you understand. Okay. Like I would make people, even if they would either do one of two things. They would be excited to be on the call because, or to like be connected with me because of my energy, or they think I'm crazy. So they want to see it anyways. Either one, I'm getting you in my funnel. Either one. Promote, do not announce. Okay. Now get educated, excited and creative. What I mean by that, you don't need to know everything. That's a common thing that I see. Oh, well, I can't promote yet because I don't know anything. I just started. Guys, it's okay. Leverage the system. Leverage the system. When I didn't have the income to show, I leveraged my uplines. I leveraged other people. Why? Because they're making a paycheck. They're having results, meaning that the system works. That's what that means. The system works. I don't need to be the one to get a paycheck first, because other people are. I will get it eventually. But instead of, I don't know, playing video games tonight, why don't you go in your back office and you might take a look at Money Pro, learn something. Because if it impacts you, it will impact others, because now when you go to promote, not announce what we have, our products, you'll come from a place of genuinity. You will come from a place of, it actually impacted my life. So people will feel that through the screen.
I mean, if you're tired from whatever, or if you just want to play some games, you should play some games. You don't have to constantly be working on something and trying to earn money. It's okay to relax and rest sometimes, especially if you have family or if you want to go out on a date. It's okay to take some time like that.
That makes sense? That makes sense? Good. Okay. Get excited. I know, and I say this all the time, I know when you're not having fun. I know when you're starting to hate your life. I know, because I can see it in your content. You start to get sloppy. You start to like, hey guys, what's going on? So like, my name is Megan. Like, I see it. Okay. Get excited. Understand what you have. Sometimes you might need a little bit of a reboot, but just understand the opportunity that you have in front of you and get creative. If you want to try something different, do it. This is your business. This is your business. Remember that. If you want to start doing talking videos and you've never done it, do it. If you want to start doing these cool transitions, like with makeup or hair, I don't care. Do it. Do it, because you never know what will happen and you might fall in love with it, right? So get educated, get excited, and get creative. Very, very important. Now, guys, that is the end of my training, okay? Literally, I have just given you everything that I have. I poured in everything that I have, and I was so excited to do this training because this has helped me a lot. This is the systems that I've created, I've adapted, I've taken from other people, and we worked it a little bit because I just wanted a structure on how I can make sure that I make the most success stories, that we make the most success stories. And the reason I was excited to give it to you guys is because I cannot wait. I get so pumped, so freaking pumped thinking about things like Jamaica and how many of you I get to see there, or like thinking about when we go to events, we're going to have this massive army of people that are just, they're looking great with their Prada sunglasses and they're all left their 9 to 5. And like I think about those things. I just think about the future. So I wanted to leave you off with this: faith over fear. Okay. Now I've been reading a book about positivity. As a leader,
it's so annoying again because not everyone wants to wear branded expensive clothing. Not everyone wants to leave their full-time jobs that pay them regularly, that have stability, give them a lot more stability than MLMs, that give them some kind of benefits, that give them paid holidays, that give them paid sick leaves. Not everyone wants to leave that behind, and that's okay. Not everyone is gonna have the same aspirations and tastes in life and fashion, and that's totally okay. And I'm picking up a little bit of a condescending looking from above, people who don't have the same interests as Megan, and I don't like that. Maybe she's not like that, but yeah, that's just my personal opinion.
Because I feel like that was something I was struggling with, and something that really sticks with me, because I understand, especially whether you're here a month, whether you're here 3 months, 6 months, a year, sometimes you can get overwhelmed. I feel you. I still get overwhelmed, but those thoughts, that fear that you have that comes to you, you need to manually turn it off and understand that you have the community and support system. You have everything you need to be successful. Because what I just said, guys, is the system works. Because there's someone that has, like Christian said, there's someone that has, the same situation as you, even worse, and they still are a success story. There's no reason why you can't do it. So this quote has stuck with me over this last little bit. Every time I start to get scared of the unknown. And fear and faith have one thing in common. They both believe in a future that hasn't happened yet. If neither has happened yet, why would we choose to believe in a positive future? And it sticks with me because, guys, like, trust. I was talking about this with Rated the other day. I used to tell them how spoiled we are, and people don't understand it until you go to an event or you go to things and you see how great this organization is. Let me stop sharing my screen because I want to look at you guys. And when I mean that we are super, super spoiled here, I truly, truly mean that. Before I end this call, guys, I see some new messages. I want to make sure that if you have any questions, now's the time. I'll take a couple of questions. In my Calendly, weekends are not available. We'll take a look at that, Gina.
Ooh, questions. This might be interesting.
How do you respond to people that say the price is too good to be true? Oh yeah, Christian dropping the secret sauce. I
Said no one ever. What? Why do I feel like someone is trolling in the comments? I don't know. I find that hard to believe. iGenius prices are a lot of money for a lot of people out there. Probably for most people out there. Especially for their target people that they want to recruit, which are people that are in financially vulnerable situations and that don't have a lot of money. So I feel like this is like a 1 in a million that would say like, ooh, the price is too good to be true. But maybe I'm wrong.
thought the same thing, and I love that we're on the same page when it comes to that. But you wouldn't believe in the amount of people that aren't even willing to invest $100 in themselves. That's actually a solid response. If you guys don't write that down, I'll write that down. But pretty much, feel, felt, found is like the main thing. Feel, felt, found. I feel you. I found the same thing. And I found this. Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? So it's relatability. If they can relate to you, you already got them. Now, sheesh. I like that. I like that. You can let the future cripple you or let it empower you. Perfect. That's true.
Oh my God, imagine if someone's trying to recruit you and sell you on a freaking opportunity and they tell you something like that. That is so rude. Like, I'd be like, okay, well, fuck you then.
Top accounts to duplicate if you have little time to educate yourself and want to create value running content. Wait, was that a question? Sorry, I might have read that wrong. Oh, I do want to give you guys one more thing too when looking for an account to follow. Okay. Do not get an account that has like 5K and you're at 5K. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I look at accounts that like are higher up, if they're like, even if they're 80K, like 80K followers on TikTok, but look at their engagement. For example, like if they're at 80K and they're only getting like 500 to 1,000 views, obviously probably not an account to follow. But if I find a video that has like 200,000 views and the account has like 40K, I'm definitely copying that, because that's what's called an outlier. What that means is that video is trending. Hop on it quick. That's some secret sauce I didn't know I was going to give you guys. How narrow is the narrow for the people?
Imagine how delusional, in my opinion, you have to be when you say, oh yeah, guys, just copy someone who's popular on social media and then think that you just said something that's a secret sauce.
We want to reach out to big or too big. Wait, Sia, what do you mean? How narrow is too narrow for the people we want? So if you're talking about niching down, like niche down as hard as you can. As hard as you can. Because if you try to reach to everyone, you're going to reach to nobody. So if you need niche down, I'm not saying, for example, I mostly market towards women and I market to a lot of people in Toronto, and that's very niche down, but I still get signups from people in the States because they still reach out. And I'm not saying I won't work with men. I'm not saying I won't work with people in Florida or whatever, but it helps you find your people more, if that makes sense. Question. Oh, okay. So top accounts to duplicate if you have little time to educate yourself and want to create educational value provided content. Okay, I'm going to drop a couple accounts, Maria, that I follow. Like they're very generalized in our niche, but some, like a tip for you guys is literally go on TikTok, type in like affiliate marketing, type in online business, type in passive income into the search bar, and the accounts that are really well known for this will pop up, and then you can take a look. So that definitely helps. Definitely helps. Perfect. Okay, guys, I think that's all the questions. I hope that all made sense. I just want to say I love that you all showed up for yourself today on a Saturday. You could have been doing absolutely anything, but you decided to spend this hour with me. Like I said, guys, I'm going to be dropping the presentation, the Gym Round podcast, my Calendly to look at the calendar, as well as the social media training later in the week. It's going to be this week. Don't worry, guys. But besides that, guys, I love you all. Go kill it like I know you can. And we'll talk very, very soon. Okay? Go kill it. Enjoy the rest of your.
Well, she's not wrong there. These people could have been doing literally anything on a Saturday afternoon. In my opinion, they wasted their weekend on being on this 50-minute call. Well, let me know down below what you thought about this training. It's been a long one again, and I'm so sorry to do that to you. I know a lot of you guys say that you prefer long format videos and longer videos, but I like to kind of find a balance with like one to be like a half an hour video and then the other one be a little bit longer. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it this far. Don't forget to let me know down below what you thought about this training. Did you take any notes? Share your notes with us in the comments below. And yeah, don't forget to click the like and subscribe button if you would like to support my channel. That's a nice free way to support me. And speaking of support, big shout out to all my channel members. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Appreciate you, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.